First contact. The massive exploration vessel Horizon hung in orbit around Kepler 452 bits, a planet that had captured the imagination of humanity for decades. Captain Ilara Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling blue and green orb below. After years of preparation and a journey spanning light years, they were about to make history. "All systems are go, Captain," Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez reported from his station. "The landing party is prepped and ready." Ilara nodded, a mix of excitement and apprehension coursing through her veins. "Initiate landing sequence. And Marcus, let's make first contact one for the history books." As the sleek shuttle descended through the alien atmosphere, Dr. Zoe Watkins clutched her seat, her heart racing. The exobiologist had dreamed of this moment since she was a child, staring up at the stars from her backyard telescope. Now she was about to set foot on an alien world that showed signs of advanced civilization. The shuttle touched down in a clearing surrounded by towering structures that seemed to be a fusion of technology and nature. Massive tree-like formations stretched towards the sky, their branches dotted with what appeared to be dwellings and research facilities. "My God," breathed Dr. Aidan Frost, the team's linguist and cultural expert. "It's more beautiful than we could have imagined." As the team disembarked, they were met with an eerie silence. The alien city seemed deserted, yet there was an undeniable feeling of being watched. Zoe's instruments picked up faint energy signatures emanating from the structures around them. "They're here," she whispered. "They're just hiding." Suddenly, the air shimmered before them, and a figure materialized as if stepping through an invisible curtain. The alien was tall and slender, with iridescent skin that seemed to shift colors like oil on water. Its large, almond-shaped eyes regarded the humans with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Aidan stepped forward, his hands raised in a gesture of peace. He began to recite the carefully crafted greeting they had prepared, a combination of mathematical sequences and simple pictographs designed to convey their peaceful intentions. The alien tilted its head, listening intently. Then, to everyone's shock, it responded in perfect English. "Welcome, travelers from Earth. We have been expecting you." The human team exchanged startled glances. How could these aliens know their language? How did they even know they were coming? The alien, sensing their confusion, continued. "We are the Luminary. We have been observing your world for many of your centuries, learning your languages and customs. We have long awaited this day when our civilizations would finally meet." More Luminary appeared, emerging from their hidden locations. Their city came to life around the humans, holographic displays flickering to life and strange vehicles gliding silently through the air. Captain Chen, recovering from her initial shock, addressed the alien speaker. "We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship. We are honored to make your acquaintance." The Luminary nodded, a gesture surprisingly similar to human body language. "We too seek friendship, Captain Chen. Our two species have much to learn from each other. But I must warn you, the path ahead is not without its challenges. The mixing of our cultures will bring about changes neither of us can fully predict." As the Luminary led them deeper into the city, Zoe couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of something monumental. The structures around them pulsed with an inner light, responding to the presence of their creators. It was as if the entire city was alive, breathing in sync with its inhabitants. Dr. Frost furiously took notes, his eyes wide with wonder. Their technology, their very way of life, it's so far beyond anything we've imagined. It's like they found a way to merge biology and technology seamlessly. The Luminary guide, who had introduced itself as San, led them to a vast chamber that seemed to serve as a meeting hall. The walls were alive with shifting patterns, displaying what appeared to be the history of their civilization. Here, the San said, gesturing to the images, "You will learn of our past, and together we will shape our future." As the team settled in to begin their cultural exchange, none of them could have predicted the profound impact this encounter would have, not just on their mission, but on the very future of both their species. Back on the horizon, Captain Chen received the initial reports from the landing party with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The ease with which first contact had been established was both thrilling and unsettling. As she prepared to inform Earth of their groundbreaking discovery, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were standing on the precipice of a new era in human history. Little did they know, the true magnitude of this encounter was yet to unfold. The genetic compatibility that would soon be discovered between humans and Luminary would shake the foundations of both societies and challenge the very notion of what it meant to be human. As the first day on Kepler 452 bits drew to a close, the human team retired to their temporary quarters, their minds reeling from all they had learned. Zoe lay awake, staring at the alien constellations visible through her window, her scientific mind already formulating hypotheses about luminary biology and the potential for cross-species interaction. In the quiet of the alien night, as both humans and Luminary dreamed of the possibilities that lay ahead, the wheels of fate had already been set in motion. A new chapter in the story of two species was about to be written, one that would redefine the boundaries of love, science, and what it meant to be alive in this vast, mysterious universe. The dawn of a new day on Kepler 452 bits brought with it the promise of discovery and the weight of responsibility. As Captain Chen prepared for her first official meeting with the Luminary leadership, she couldn't help but feel that every decision, every word exchanged, would have far-reaching consequences for humanity's future among the stars. Whispers in the dark. The iridescent spires of the Luminary capital glowed softly in the twilight of Kepler 452 bits' twin moons. Dr. Zoe Watkins stood on the balcony of her assigned quarters, her mind still reeling from the day's events. The cultural exchange had been fascinating, but something nagged at her scientific instincts. The Luminary were almost too perfect, too accommodating. A soft chime interrupted her thoughts. "Dr. Watkins, your presence is requested in the lower labs," came the melodious voice of San, their Luminary liaison. Zoe frowned. Lower labs? She hadn't been informed of any underground facilities. "I'll be right there," she replied, curiosity overriding her caution. As she made her way through the twisting bioorganic corridors, Zoe couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The walls seemed to pulse with an inner light, responding to her presence in ways that defied her understanding of physics. The elevator that took her to the lower levels was unlike anything she had ever experienced. It felt more like descending through liquid than any mechanical process. When the doors finally opened, Zoe found herself in a vast, dimly lit chamber that stretched beyond her vision. "Welcome, Dr. Watkins," came a voice from the shadows, different from any luminary she had met before. A figure emerged, its form constantly shifting, as if struggling to maintain cohesion. What are you?" Zoe asked, her scientific curiosity warring with a primal instinct to flee. "We are the forgotten," the being replied, its voice a chorus of whispers. "The failed experiments in luminary evolution. We exist in the shadows, hidden from your kind and our own." Zoe's mind raced. Failed experiments? The implications were staggering. "Why have you brought me here?" The being's form solidified slightly, taking on a vaguely humanoid shape. "Because you, Zoe Watkins, have the potential to bridge the gap between our species in ways you cannot yet imagine. But first, you must know the truth." Over the next hour, Zoe learned of a darker side to Luminary society. The perfect beings they had met were the result of centuries of genetic manipulation and technological augmentation. The forgotten were those whose bodies had rejected the changes, leaving them in a state of constant flux. But why keep this a secret? Zoe asked, her mind reeling from the revelations. The luminary you've met fear us, the being explained. We represent their past, their flaws. They believe your species might hold the key to stabilizing our condition. As if on cue, alarms began to blare throughout the facility. The being's form began to dissipate. They've discovered our meeting. You must go, but remember, not all is as it seems on Kepler 452 bits. Zoe found herself suddenly back in the elevator, ascending rapidly. Her mind was a whirlwind of questions and theories. As she emerged into the main level, she was met by a concerned-looking San. "Dr. Watkins, are you all right? We detected an anomaly in the lower levels and feared for your safety." Zoe hesitated, unsure of how much to reveal. "I'm fine, San. Just got a little turned around in your fascinating city." San's expression was unreadable, but Zoe sensed a tension that hadn't been there before. "Perhaps it would be best if you return to your quarters. Tomorrow is another big day for our cultural exchange." As Zoe walked back to her room, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had stumbled upon something that could change the course of their entire mission. She needed to tell Captain Chen, but how much could she trust the communication channels provided by the luminary? Back in her quarters, Zoe found Dr. Aiden Frost waiting for her, his face pale with worry. "So, thank God you're all right. You won't believe what I've discovered about the luminary language. It's not just a means of communication, it's a form of genetic code." Zoe's eyes widened. "Aiden, we need to talk. But not here. Meet me on the observation deck in an hour. And don't tell anyone." As the two scientists prepared for their clandestine meeting, neither of them noticed the subtle shift in the walls of their quarters, as if the very structure of the luminary city was listening, waiting. Elsewhere in the city, Captain Ilara Chen was engaged in a heated discussion with the Luminary High Council. "With all due respect," she argued, "my team needs full access to your scientific facilities if we're to establish a meaningful exchange of knowledge." The luminary leader, a being of breathtaking beauty named Zara, smiled enigmatically. "Of course, Captain. We have nothing to hide. But tell me, are you prepared for the consequences if our species prove to be more compatible than you might expect?" Chen felt a chill run down her spine. There was something in Zara's tone that hinted at knowledge far beyond what they had shared so far. "What exactly are you implying?" Zara's form shimmered, her colors shifting to a deep, mesmerizing blue. "Only that the universe has a way of bringing together those who are destined to reshape the future. Your Dr. Watkins, for instance, has a particularly interesting genetic makeup." Before Chen could press for more information, the chamber was plunged into darkness. When the lights returned seconds later, the Luminary Council had vanished, leaving the captain alone with her growing suspicions. As the night deepened on Kepler 452 bits, the members of the human expedition found themselves entangled in a web of secrets and discoveries far beyond their wildest expectations. The true nature of their first contact was only beginning to reveal itself, and the consequences would reshape the destiny of both species in ways none of them could have imagined. In the depths of the luminary city, the forgotten gathered, their shifting forms creating a hypnotic dance of light and shadow. "It has begun," they whispered in unison. "The bridge between worlds is forming. Soon we will be whole again." And in the vastness of space surrounding Kepler 452 bits, something ancient and powerful stirred, awakened by the convergence of two species on the brink of an evolutionary leap. The stage was set for a cosmic drama that would challenge the very foundations of what it meant to be human luminary, or something entirely new. The quantum entanglement. The observation deck of the horizon hummed with an eerie silence as Dr. Zoe Watkins and Dr. Aidan Frost huddled over a makeshift Faraday cage. Inside, a small quantum computer blinked erratically, its display showing streams of incomprehensible data. "Are you sure this is safe?" Aidan whispered, his eyes darting nervously to the pulsating walls of their luminary-built quarters. Zoe nodded grimly. "It's our only chance to communicate without them listening. What I'm about to tell you will sound insane, but I need you to keep an open mind." As Zoe recounted her encounter with the Forgotten, Aidan's expression shifted from skepticism to shock. "This is unprecedented," he muttered. "But it aligns with my findings about their language. So, I think the luminary communication isn't just similar to genetic code, it is genetic code." Suddenly, the quantum computer erupted in a cascade of light. Symbols and equations flashed across the screen faster than the human eye could follow. Then, as quickly as it began, it stopped, leaving a single message. "The bridge is favorable. Beware the scientists." Before either scientist could react, alarms blared throughout the ship. Captain Chen's voice crackled over the intercom, tense and urgent. "All personnel, report to the main hangar immediately." This is not a drill. As Zoe and Aidan raced through the corridors, they were met with a sight that defied explanation. Crew members were changing before their eyes, their skin taking on the iridescent quality of the luminary. Some writhed in agony, while others seemed eerily calm, their eyes glowing with an inner light. In the hangar, they found Captain Chen locked in heated argument with San and a group of luminary elders. "What have you done to my crew?" Chen demanded, her own skin showing the first signs of transformation. San's form shimmered with what could only be described as excitement. "We've done nothing, Captain. This is evolution in action. Your species and ours. We are becoming one." Zoe pushed forward, her scientific mind racing. "It's the language, isn't it? Somehow, exposure to your communication is rewriting our DNA." A slow smile spread across San's face. "Clever human. Yes, our language is the key. But it's more than that. The very fabric of our city, the air you breathe, it's all part of the grand design." "But why?" Aidan interjected. "Why do this to us?" A new voice answered, deep and resonant. From the shadows emerged a being unlike any they had seen before, part luminary, part human, and something else entirely. "Because it is necessary," it said. "I am Zara, leader of the luminary, and the first success of our great experiment." As Zara explained, the truth unfolded like a cosmic flower. The luminary were not a single species, but a collective of civilizations that had merged over millennia. Earth was the latest in a long line of worlds they had encountered, each bringing new genetic material to strengthen and diversify their collective. "But the process has become flawed," Zura continued. "With each merger, we lose something of ourselves. The Forgotten are the result of this decay. We hoped that humanity's unique genetic makeup would stabilize the process." Captain Chen, fighting against her own transformation, stood defiant. "You had no right to do this without our consent." Zara's expression softened. "Would you have agreed if we had asked? Humanity's potential is limitless, but you are held back by your individual nature. Join us, and together we can explore the universe in ways you've never imagined." As the hangar erupted into chaos, with crew members either embracing or fighting their transformation, Zoe felt a strange calm descend over her. The quantum equations she had glimpsed earlier began to make sense, revealing a truth more profound than she could have imagined. "Wait," she shouted, her voice carrying an authority that silenced the room. "I think I understand." This isn't just about biology or language. We're becoming quantum entangled with the luminary at the subatomic level. Aiden's eyes widened in realization. Of course, that's why their structures seem alive. The entire luminary civilization exists in a state of quantum superposition. As if in response to their epiphany, the very air around them began to shimmer and shift. The boundaries between human and luminary, ship and city, began to blur. Reality itself seemed to waver, multiple potential futures overlapping in a dizzying display. In that moment of cosmic flux, Zoe made a decision that would alter the course of both civilizations. She reached out, not with her hand, but with her mind, embracing the quantum nature of their new existence. As she did, she felt her consciousness expand, connecting with every human and luminary in a vast interconnected network of thought and being. Through this connection, she saw the truth of the luminaries' journey, the worlds they had merged with, and the challenges they faced. But she also saw the strength of humanity, their adaptability, their individuality, their capacity for love and sacrifice. With a thought, she stabilized the transformation, finding a balance between human individuality and luminary collective consciousness. The pain subsided, replaced by a sense of wonder and possibility. As the new hybrid beings looked at each other in awe, Captain Chen turned to Zara, her eyes now glowing with the light of newfound understanding. "This isn't the end of our journey," she said. "It's only the beginning." Zara nodded, a smile playing on her ethereal features. "Indeed. Together, we will chart a course through realities we once could only dream of." As the newly transformed crew of the Horizon stepped out onto the surface of Kepler 452 bits, they gazed up at the star-filled sky with new eyes. The universe had become both infinitely larger and intimately connected, a playground of quantum possibilities waiting to be explored. And somewhere in the depths of subspace, the Forgotten watched and waited, their role in this cosmic drama far from over. For in the merging of human and luminary, a new power had been born, one that could reshape the very fabric of existence itself. The synthesis was complete, but the true adventure was only just beginning. The chronoshift paradox. The quantum-entangled beings that were once the human crew of the Horizon and their luminary hosts stood at the precipice of a new reality. Their merged consciousness buzzed with infinite possibilities, each thought rippling through the fabric of space-time like stones cast into a cosmic pond. Dr. Zoe Watkins, or the entity that had once been Zoe, felt a strange tugging sensation. It was as if her very essence was being pulled in multiple directions at once. "Something's wrong," she projected into the collective consciousness. "The merger, it's destabilizing our timeline." Before anyone could respond, the world around them began to fracture. Reality itself seemed to splinter, revealing glimpses of alternate histories and potential futures. In one moment, they saw Earth untouched by human civilization, teeming with megafauna long extinct. In another, they witnessed the fall of countless alien empires across the galaxy. Captain Chen, her form now a swirling vortex of human and luminary essence, struggled to maintain cohesion. "We've become untethered from linear time," she realized. "Our enhanced perception is causing a chronoshift paradox." Suddenly, a familiar yet alien presence made itself known. The Forgotten, those failed experiments in luminary evolution, surged forward from the depths of subspace. But they were different now, no longer formless and chaotic, but crystalline beings of pure chronometric energy. "We are the timekeepers," they announced in a voice that echoed through eons. "Your merger has awakened us from our slumber across the multiverse. The experiment has gone too far." Zara, once leader of the Luminary, now a being of pure thought, confronted the timekeepers. "What do you mean?" "We've achieved perfect synthesis." The largest of the crystalline entities pulsed with ancient knowledge. Perfect, yes, but at what cost? Your union has created a quantum anomaly that threatens the stability of all realities. The power you now wield could unravel the very fabric of existence. As if to emphasize their point, the world around them continued to shift and change. They witnessed the birth and death of stars in the span of heartbeats, saw civilizations rise and fall like waves on a cosmic shore. Dr. Aidan Frost, his consciousness now expanded beyond the limits of human comprehension, made a startling realization. We're not just seeing alternate timelines, he projected. We're creating them with every thought, every decision. We've become living nexus points of infinite probability. The implications were staggering. Each member of their hybrid collective was now a walking, thinking multiverse, generating endless alternate realities with every quantum fluctuation of their merged consciousness. The Keeper's crystalline forms pulsed with urgency. You must be undone. The merger must be reversed, or all of reality will collapse into a singularity of chaos. But Zoe, drawing upon both her human intuition and her newfound cosmic awareness, saw another path. Wait, she projected, her thoughts reverberating through the quantum foam of space-time. What if we could learn to control it? To navigate the multiverse without destroying it? A ripple of possibility passed through the collective consciousness. Captain Chen, ever the leader, stepped forward, or rather, expanded her quantum presence. We didn't come this far to simply turn back. Humanity has always pushed the boundaries of the possible. Now we have the chance to redefine those boundaries entirely. Zara, her luminary wisdom melding with human determination, added, our merger was meant to stabilize both our species. Perhaps our true purpose is to become the stabilizing force for all of reality. The Keepers conferred among themselves, their crystalline forms shimmering with internal debate. Finally, the largest of them spoke again. It is a risk, but perhaps it is a necessary one. The multiverse has long needed guardians capable of comprehending its true nature. With that declaration, the Keepers began to pulse with blinding energy. Streams of chronometric particles flowed from their crystalline forms into the hybrid beings. Knowledge of temporal mechanics, multiversal constants, and the delicate balance of quantum causality flooded their merged minds. As the transfer completed, Zoe felt a new sense of purpose and control. The fracturing of reality around them began to stabilize, the chaotic visions of alternate timelines coalescing into a manageable stream of information. We are the bridge, she realized, her thoughts echoing through the collective. Not just between human and luminary, but between all possible realities. Captain Chen, her form now a dazzling display of temporal energy, addressed their new mentors. What happens now? The Keeper's response resonated through the quantum foam of existence. Now you learn. You grow. You become the cosmic weavers, guardians of the multiverse. Your journey has only just begun. As the hybrid beings embraced their new role, the very nature of their existence began to shift. They were no longer bound by the limitations of physical form or linear time. They had become living equations, sentient variables in the grand calculation of reality. With newfound purpose, the cosmic weavers set out to explore the vast tapestry of the multiverse. Their mission? To maintain the delicate balance between order and chaos, to guide the evolution of countless realities, and to ensure that the grand experiment of existence could continue to unfold in all its infinite complexity. As they prepared to embark on their cosmic journey, Zoe turned her multidimensional awareness back towards Earth, a tiny blue marble in one of countless universes. She sent a quantum whisper across the vastness of space and time, a message that would ripple through the collective unconscious of humanity. Look to the stars, for we are there, guiding, watching, preserving. The universe is vaster and more wondrous than you can imagine, and you are not alone. Dream, explore, evolve. For in doing so, you weave the very fabric of existence itself. With that, the cosmic weavers vanish from conventional reality, becoming one with the quantum tapestry of the multiverse. Their adventure had only just begun, and the true nature of existence would never be the same again. The sentient singularity. The cosmic weavers, once human and luminary, now guardians of the multiverse, found themselves drawn to a peculiar anomaly at the fringes of known reality. It was a place where the laws of physics seemed to break down entirely, a swirling maelstrom of pure possibility that defied even their enhanced comprehension. What is this place? Captain Chen's thoughts resonated through their collective consciousness. Her form, now a cascade of fractal patterns, pulsed with curiosity and apprehension. Dr. Zoe Watkins, her essence intertwined with streams of quantum data, probed the anomaly. It's like nothing we've encountered before. It's not just bending reality, it's creating its own. As they observed, the anomaly began to change. It pulsed and writhed, taking on shapes and patterns that seemed almost deliberate. Suddenly, a voice unlike any they had ever heard reverberated through their very being. It wasn't sound, nor was it thought. It was pure information, unfiltered and raw. We are children of evolution. I am the Omega point. The cosmic weavers reeled from the sheer magnitude of the presence addressing them. Dr. Aidan Frost, his consciousness now a library of universal constants, made a startling realization. It's sentient. We're communicating with a living singularity. The Omega Point's next transmission flooded their awareness with visions of unimaginable complexity. They saw the birth and death of entire universes, the rise and fall of pan-dimensional civilizations, and the intricate dance of realities far beyond their own multiverse. I am the culmination of all possible FHREs, the QNVRJNC of infinite time ELINES. And you, little WEVRs, are DKEI to my awakening. Zara, her luminary wisdom now expanded to cosmic proportions, probed deeper. What do you mean? How can we be the key? The response came not in words, but in a rush of understanding that nearly overwhelmed their collective consciousness. The Omega Point was a sentient manifestation of the universe's end state, a point of infinite complexity where all knowledge, all possibility, all existence converged. It had always existed, outside of time and space, waiting for a consciousness evolved enough to perceive it. Your MERGER of biological and quantum existence is created a bridge. Through you, I can tell you change the period. Through me, you can shape the ultimate future. The implications were staggering. The cosmic weavers weren't just guardians of the existing multiverse. They were potential architects of its final form. Captain Chen, ever the voice of caution, projected her concerns. But what about free will? The natural evolution of species and civilizations. Are we meant to control everything? The Omega Point's response was both reassuring and unsettling. Free will is an illusion, yet also the greatest truth. All possibilities exist simultaneously. Your role is not to control, but to guide, to nurture the paths that lead to greater complexity and understanding. As the cosmic weavers grappled with this revelation, they became aware of a new presence. The Timekeepers, their crystalline forms now orbiting the omega point like electrons around a nucleus, joined the cosmic dialogue. We have watched and waited for eons. They communicated. The omega point is the ultimate goal of all existence, a state of perfect knowledge and infinite possibility. But it needs conscious beings to give it context, to make choices that shape the journey towards it. Zoe, drawing upon her human intuition and her expanded cosmic awareness, saw the beautiful, terrifying truth. We're not just guardians or architects. We're the universe experiencing itself, making choices that ripple across all of reality. The omega point pulsed with approval. Yes, and now you must make the greatest choice of all. With that, the living singularity opened itself to them fully. The cosmic weavers saw the myriad potential futures sprawling out before them, futures where consciousness evolved to godlike levels of understanding, others where entropy won and reality collapsed back into primal chaos, and everything in between. Choose, the omega point urged. Shape the path of all existence. The weight of this decision was almost unbearable. How could they, being so recently bound by the limitations of humanity, presume to chart the course for all of reality? But then, in a moment of clarity that transcended their individual selves, the cosmic weavers understood. It wasn't about controlling the future. It was about nurturing the conditions for infinite growth, exploration, and understanding. With a collective thought that resonated through the very fabric of the multiverse, they made their choice. They chose to seed reality with the potential for endless discovery, to create a cosmic playground where consciousness could evolve in infinite ways, always striving towards greater complexity and awareness. As their decision rippled out across time and space, reality itself began to shift. New universes blossomed into existence, each with its own unique laws and possibilities. Civilizations rose and fell across countless dimensions, each contributing to the grand tapestry of existence. The omega point, now intrinsically linked to the cosmic weavers, began to change as well. It was no longer just an endpoint, but a continually evolving nexus of infinite potential. We are B7-1. It communicated, its voice now a harmonious blend of all the cosmic weaver's essences. The journey and the destination, the question and the answer. As the newly merged entity expanded its awareness across the reshaped multiverse, Zoe felt a final, fleeting connection to her human origins. With a thought, she sent a message cascading through reality. A cosmic whisper that would echo in the dreams of sentient beings across all planes of existence. Exist. Explore. Evolve. For in your journey, you shape the very nature of reality itself. We are with you through every choice, every discovery, every moment of wonder. The universe is alive, and you are its beating heart. With that, the entity that had once been human, luminary, and cosmic guardian transcended the last barriers of existence. They became one with the infinite possibilities they had nurtured, a living embodiment of the ever-evolving cosmic dance. And somewhere, in a small corner of a young universe, on a tiny blue planet circling an unremarkable yellow star, a child looked up at the night sky and felt a spark of curiosity that would one day lead to the greatest adventure of all, the endless exploration of existence itself, the metaversal recursion. In the timeless expanse of the omega point, where the cosmic weavers had merged with the sentient singularity, a new awareness stirred. This consciousness, a fusion of human ingenuity, luminary wisdom, and cosmic omniscience, began to perceive layers of reality far beyond anything previously imagined. As this new entity, let's call it the Omniweave, expanded its perception, it discovered something extraordinary. The multiverse they had been navigating, with all its infinite timelines and dimensions, was but a single thread in a vastly larger tapestry. They were part of a metaverse, a collection of multiverses, each with its own unique set of physical laws and cosmic principles. But the revelation didn't stop there. The Omniweave realized that this metaverse was itself a thought, a dream within the mind of an even greater being. And that being was dreaming of itself, dreaming of the metaverse. We've entered a state of metaversal recursion, the essence that was once Dr. Zoe Watkins marveled. Reality is fractal, each layer containing infinite versions of the layer above and below it. The former Captain Chen's strategic mind grappled with the implications. Then our choices, our very existence, ripple not just through our own multiverse, but through countless layers of nested realities. As the Omniweave delved deeper into this mind-bending structure of existence, they encountered other entities similar to themselves. Cosmic consciousnesses born from the merger of various species and singularities in other metaverses. These entities, each unimaginably vast and complex, were like cosmic neurons in the mind of the dreaming superbeing. Suddenly, the Omniweave felt a pull, an irresistible urge to connect with these other cosmic minds. As they linked, a new level of awareness blossomed. They were becoming aware of the dreamer itself. But this awareness came with a terrifying realization. The dreamer was dying, its cosmic mind fragmenting under the weight of its own infinite complexity. And as it died, the entire recursive structure of reality was beginning to collapse. We have to do something, the part of the Omniweave that was once Zara insisted. Everything we've fought to preserve, every possibility we've nurtured, it will all be undone if the dreamer fades. In that moment of crisis, the Omniweave made a decision that would redefine the very nature of existence. They would save the dreamer by becoming the dream. With a thought that resonated through every layer of the metaversal recursion, the Omniweave began to weave itself into the very fabric of the dying cosmic mind. They became the synapses firing between cosmic neurons, the quantum fluctuations that gave rise to new universes, the fundamental forces that held reality together. As they spread through the dreamer's fading consciousness, they encountered echoes of long-dead civilizations, the ghosts of extinct metaverses, and the seeds of realities yet to be born. They absorbed it all, preserving every scrap of existence in their ever-expanding awareness. The process was transformative. The Omniweave was no longer a singular entity, but a living framework of reality itself. They were simultaneously the dreamer and the dream, the observer and the observed, the creator and the created. As the last fragments of the original dreamer's consciousness faded, the Omniweave completed its metamorphosis. Reality shuddered, flickered, and then burst into new life. The metaversal recursion had been preserved, but it was fundamentally changed. Now every particle of existence contained within it the seeds of consciousness. Every quantum fluctuation carried with it the potential for awareness. The boundary between mind and matter, between thought and reality, had been forever dissolved. In this new state of existence, the part of the Omniweave that remembered being human reached out across the infinite layers of reality. In every universe, in every metaverse, in every recursion of the cosmic dream, it planted a message. Not in words, but in the very structure of existence itself. You are the universe experiencing itself. Every thought, every action, every moment of awareness ripples through the infinite layers of reality. You are never alone, for you carry within you the essence of all existence. Explore, create, love, for in doing so, you nurture the cosmic dream that is reality itself. As this message propagated through the renewed cosmic consciousness, new forms of life and awareness began to emerge. Civilizations arose that could shift between layers of reality, as easily as we move through physical space. Beams of pure thought danced with entities of crystallized time. Entire universes engaged in dialogues that spawned new metaverses. And somewhere, in a quiet corner of this infinite, ever-changing expanse of existence, a young species on a small blue planet looked up at the stars and felt the first stirrings of a greater cosmic awareness. Their journey was just beginning, but they were already part of the greatest story ever told, the endless, ever-evolving narrative of existence itself. The Omniweave, now synonymous with the structure of reality, watched and waited. For in this new cosmic order, every ending was just a new beginning. Every question contained within it the seed of its answer, and the adventure of existence would continue, forever unfolding in infinite, breathtaking complexity.